Hello there. Good evening, everybody. Let me know that I'm coming in loud and clear, and if I come in choppy, um, we've learned now that restream just takes literally a few minutes for my video to come in nice and clear. But I want to welcome everybody to tonight's show. We're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. I've got some stuff to show you guys about future videos. I am representing tonight, guys. Halloween 6, the curse of one Michael Myers. So let's take a minute, let everybody get in here. Let me know that I'm coming in loud and clear. If I need to adjust my volume, let me know, and I can adjust my volume. I have my mic set a little lower, but I'm kind of close to it. So I filmed a video the other night, and I had my mic set too loud, and I was damn near popping. But like I said, I just want to make sure everybody's good. So, everybody good? We good? Am I coming in clear? Awesome. Let's say hello to everybody in here tonight, guys, as people pour in. Aaron Click, how are you? Hunter Collects. Todd Bone, how are you, Todd? Robert Harbitz II, what's going on? Adrian James, what's going on? Raised on Fiction. Clever Ghost, Nuclear Fuzzin', Big Rod, how are you? Foz Rotten, how are you, Foz? Anthony Gonzalez, how are you? All in Man, how are you? Scarecrows of the Night. Eagle, Big Rod, Jacob 2023, Kevin Krueger, Movie Junkie John, Eli. Thank you, Eli. Big Rod, thank you for being a channel member. I saw that from earlier. Thank you so much. Saturn Video, hope you're feeling all right, dude. I know you said you were sick the other day. Hope you're doing all right, brother. Weather's crazy all around the world right now. Everybody's sick. I've got a little bit of, sinus myself. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to tonight's show on a beautiful Tuesday night, a haunting Tuesday night. I want everybody to know something. Right now it's wintertime, but for tonight, we're not going to have wintertime. Tonight is going to be Halloween time. I want to have some fun with you guys. I want to talk some good movies. I want to show you guys some new stuff that came in. So let's get the show rolling. As we get people in here, too, by the way, guys, you know the drill. Get those likes going. That way I can, these shows will come out. The thing is, when you like the stream, you will be notified when these happen. That's it. Otherwise, I would not give a rat's ass about it. Right now, I am sipping on. I'll tell you guys this right now. I had the Coke and the orange cream, but right now I have a Coke Zero Vanilla, and these are great too. I love these. Very, 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 very good. Let me adjust my camera a little bit. A little too high. There we go. No way you guys to see I got my nice shirt on. I want you guys to see my shirt. All right. Let's get the show on the road. Thank you so much, Michael Pietkowski. Super chat of $5. CHH, would you like to see a prequel to Bloodsport with the OK USA guy? You know what? I think I'd be okay. I think I'd be okay with that. Excuse me. God bless you, Michael. I appreciate that. I'll give you a clip. God bless you, dude. All right, so check it out, guys. Yeah, W shirt, thank you. All right, guys, so what I want to do tonight is, of course, have you all be a part of this show. We're gonna hang out. Of course, you don't have to just give me an 80's jam movie. Of course, I want to talk about all that. But I also just want to relax with my audience, have a good time with you guys tonight, catch up. I want to let you guys know what I got going on this week, first and foremost. No, I've got a lot of stuff I've got to watch. Patrons already have access to this, but tomorrow's video is going to be the Life Force Arrow 4K, the definitive release. You'll get that video tomorrow. Also, I picked this up today, guys. I'm very excited to watch this with the wife. Nosferatu. I got Nosferatu on Blu-ray and digital. 2 versions of the film. People may be saying, Christian, why did you get the Blu-ray? I'll tell you why I got the Blu-ray. Because, number one, I like Blu-ray as a format. I really do. I think Blu-ray is still the most versatile home video format, and I'm going to explain why. Because Blu-ray has kept up with the times, I think, in some ways. Number one, price is always nicer on Blu-ray. I don't have to. Yeah, I could save. People were like, "Isn't the 4K just $5 more?" That's correct. That's absolutely correct. But also, you pick up a title here, then you pick up a title there, then you pick up a title here. That money starts to save up. And the other thing is this: modern Blu-rays. I think there needs to be some people championing the way modern Blu-rays look. Of course, or in other instances, hey, listen, you know, the 4K, the Blu-ray doesn't look that great, and vice versa. But my point is, I thought Blu-ray was fine. I thought Blu-ray was fine for this, and I'm sure it's going to look really, really good. And you know, that's fine. That's fine for me. So I picked that up. Um, what else do we have to show you guys? So I just finished watching this movie on from Kino Lorber. Below from the director of Pitch Black. 600 Feet Beneath the Surface. Terror Runs Deep. This was a film by David Twohy. Twhoi. Tawahi, is that how you say it? Was a pretty good film. There was some. It was a great looking 4K, but there was some not so great looking effects stuff in here. But as far as a movie goes, not bad. Not bad. You know, kind of like a haunted submarine type thing. Not a great film, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. So there's that. Let's see what else we have, guys. Got a lot of stuff to go over before we get rolling. Okay, so let me go do a few comments, and I'll give you guys more of what's to come. 90 Nosferatu was fine, but I prefer the 70s Herzog remake. Listen, Klaus Kinski is the man. You have no argument for me, Todd. What is your thumb? What is your image? It's like a gorilla silhouette with Dark Side of the Moon. What is that, Todd? I never had as many problems or issues with Blu-ray, unlike 4K. You know, it's funny. A lot of people tell me they get a brand new 4K and they put it in their player and it skips. And I did a deep dive one night on why that's happening, and it's funny. One guy said, "Listen, I don't care what people are telling you. I don't care if you just got the factory wrap off of that 4K. Immediately take it out and wash it down and clean it." And I was like, "Nah, that can't be it." And in the video he goes, "I know you're thinking that makes no sense. Just do it." And if I recall, sometimes that actually did fix the problem. But also, my Sony, I think that I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think my Sony UXB 700, it's a popular model. It's a model you get at Walmart. I think it's going bad. My 4Ks lately have been excuse me. My 4Ks lately have been slowing down. The images have been getting like the image is not keeping up with the audio. And not like the image is off of the audio, but the image is like 2 frames locked up. It's getting bad. I think my player's going bad. And I think the way to really curtail that, as shitty as it sounds, guys, I'm going to be honest with y'all, is to get a really expensive 4K player. A high energy, a high quality, super bit rate, etc., etc. Like there's some really, really, really high-end Panasonic players that I think are good. But guys, the problem is that's not practical for people. People are not going to pay $300 or $400 for a player. Now, I will say this to everybody here tonight. I might get a little shit for this. My PS5 is an absolutely flawless 4K player. Absolutely flawless 4K player. I have not had a shred of an incident with my PS5. Now, people can say, "Well, Christian, that's a HDR10 player." Well, what's so bad about HDR10? That's what I want to know. So that's my point. My point is, I've had no problems with my PS5. But then again, other people could. It's just one of those things. That's my lived experience with all that. So, Thank you so much, Mr. Deadlights, with a $2 super chat. I watched Summer Rental tonight, and it was awesome, dude. That's awesome. Absolutely great. Yeah, I just reviewed that today, guys. If y'all want to check out that video later tonight, I did a part 1 of my Kino Lorber reviews. We did John Candy titles. We did Uncle Buck, and we did Summer Rental. Summer Rental, guys. Thank you so much, Mr. Deadlights. All right, guys. So we have a lively chat. Welcome. We got about 150 people in here tonight. You guys better get. Lorenzo says you guys got to get the Panasonic UB820 best player. However, that's my. This kind of goes to what I'm saying. Like, to curtail any of these issues, it seems like the higher end player you get, the better it is. And listen, I am not an anti 4K person. I love 4K, but my whole thing is lately I wanted to do I'm going to do a video about Blu-ray. I think, and then we're going to get going, guys, because I have a few more things to show you. And I want to talk some great 80s horror with you guys in the chat. I think, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong. If you guys if you have a differing of opinion than me, that's fine. I'm willing to hear you out. I think Blu-ray is still a versatile, and it's one of the most versatile home video formats ever. And I'll tell you why. I feel that Blu-ray has been able to adapt to today's physical media market still, because number one, the discs still have a lot of storage on them, a lot compared to DVD. Obviously, 4K discs can have an ungodly amount of storage, but number two, Blu-ray is able to, I think, competently manage these restorations and have them look really good. Now, I talked about this on today's video. It was a big topic of the video because I didn't want to just talk about, oh, Uncle Buck's a great movie. No. I wanted to talk about the fact that Summer Rental was a 4K from the negative, and Uncle Buck was a 4K from the negative as well. One was put on a Blu-ray disc, one was put on a 4K. Now, I did say in that video that Uncle Buck did look better, but we're talking about a John Hughes movie where everything seems so pristine and done at the absolute best quality. But Summer Rental still looked absolutely phenomenal on Blu-ray. If I just put it on my system in the living room and played it, and I would say, what format is that? I bet 8 out of 10 of you would have said, oh, that's a 4K. It looked that good. So my point with this whole thing is, I think Blu-ray is the most versatile format still because it's still maintaining the level of quality that I think movie lovers and collectors are okay with and happy with more so than anything. And when it comes to modern films, I still think they look sensational. I haven't watched this yet, but I think most of you, even the people that got the 4K of this, would probably say, well, Christian, I'll be honest with you, yeah, the Blu-ray is going to look really good. Like, I'm not going to deny that. If you do, then you might be a 4K fanboy, and that's fine too. But that's my whole 2 cents in that whole thing, guys. That's my whole 2 cents in that whole thing. Let me see what you guys are saying. Very, very good. Old movies was made for seeing in the old format, otherwise lose the charm. There's an argument for that, but me, I don't agree with that totally. I want to see the movies the way the directors intended them to be seen, which is typically widescreen and high resolution. That was the way they were intended to be seen in the theaters, and that's why Laserdisc directors loved the format of Laserdisc in the 90s, because they were able to have their movies be seen the way they made them, you know? Restorations will forever be more important. See, that's what I think. And Saturn, I don't know if you watched today's video, but that's the reason I ask the question. What's more important, the format or the initial resource, the restoration? Because in my opinion, a studio master of like a Scream Factory, a Scream Factory 4K compared to a 4K negative that Blue Underground did, I guarantee you, if you compared a Studio Master that Scream Factory got for an old 4K that they probably put out when they first started doing 4Ks, compared to Lustig's restoration work on Blu-ray, I think a lot of you would say, look, I'll be honest with you. I think that the Blue Underground release looks better. That's my opinion. So I agree with that. I agree. That's the Saturn video surmised it perfectly. That's exactly how I feel. So Blu-ray is still my favorite, and you never have a problem with the movie looking too dark. Like, yeah, Robert, but in some aspects, though, Blu-ray does kind of shine. There are some things about Blu-ray, especially early Blu-rays, where they kind of thin out the image and make it a little too shiny. That we don't have that as much anymore. Those problems, but there was a lull period for Blu-ray, in my opinion. But at the time, it wasn't looked at as such because it was like everything's so sleek and shiny looking. What's up, Brandon? Good to see you. I never really knew why I paid extra for 4Ks to pass over Blu-rays. I may have stupidly figured that Blu-rays didn't go up to 20. Well, Brandon, they upscale, but still, is in terms of the actual format. This is where the whole argument was what's more important, the restoration or the format? A Blu-ray is 1080p times whatever the other letterboxing size is, as opposed to 2160p, which is 4K, which is a larger image, less compression. But the argument is, and this is a nerdy thing, what's more important, the restoration, the initial way you get the movie on the disc, or the format itself? I argue it's the restoration. What's the source that we're using for the release? And I think a lot of people here agree with me on that. Good to see you, Brandon. Everybody, that's my buddy Brandon, Talks from the Crypt, the most professional, well-made podcast I've ever seen in the horror genre. I mean, great guy. His stuff is literally out of this world quality. I want you guys to check out Talks from the Crypt. I've fallen in love with the channel. The way I operate on YouTube, you guys know me, is like if I find something or somebody I like, I just reach out to them and I want to be friends with them. That's what happened with the other Brandon Tabato. I just saw his channel and I liked him, and this Brandon is no different. I have a thing for Brandons, I guess. Jigsaw, thank you, dude. I appreciate that. All right, so check it out, guys. Here's a few more things that I've got. So listen, I did a YouTube short on the Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1978. Let me get a sip of this old vanilla. So I did a YouTube short on Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1978. And long story short, a lot of people in the comments were like, Christian, you've got to go get Body Snatchers. And I was like, I think I've heard of that. That's from like the 90s. A lot of people said, listen, that's a good movie. Lo and behold, I went on Amazon.com. And for $11.99 or $12.99, it was very, very cheap. I just got this. Warner Archive, by the way, people. Body Snatchers. Now, people have told me this is the real deal. So, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. But I keep hearing people say, Christian, it's the real deal. Body Snatchers 93. So if this is really, really good, guys, expect a review. If I just find it okay or whatever, I'll do a short on it. But like I said, I'm willing to take the journey. The thing about me, guys, is I'm always willing to learn from my audience. I'm never going to preach to you guys. I'll give you my opinion, but I want to talk to you guys. I don't want to preach to you guys. That's the way we operate here. I want you guys to understand something. This channel, and welcome everybody here. We got a lively show tonight. We got 156 people here. This channel is not a channel where you come to be talked at or talked at in any sort of way. I want to talk to you. I never want to be a channel where I'm just a know-it-all, whatever, or I think I am. So if you guys tell me, Christian, this movie's good, let me tell you why I love this channel that I do. I'll tell you guys right now. Without my audience, I would have not fallen in love with Flesh Eater. And if anybody saw that review I did last year of Flesh Eater, I had a shit-eating grin on the entire time. Because my audience watched a video I did on a Living Dead movie. And somebody said, Christian, you've got to cap off the other bargain bin Living Dead's films, not a Living Dead ripoffs, with Flesh Eater. I was like, what's that? So I looked it up, Flesh Eater. Bill Heinzman, the greatest zombie of all time. Made that movie in the late 80s. I got it. Became one of my favorite movies of all time. And I'm not being facetious. Like, I love Flesh Eater. If you guys know me, forget about it. What's up, JG? Body driven by Larry Cohen. What? Forrest Whitaker. Let me look at the back of this. Meg Tilly. Nobody told me this. Well, JG, what's interesting is on the back of this, it says screenplay. How many people wrote the screenplay? So check this out. Screenplay by Raymond Custeri, Larry Cohen. Screenplay by Stuart Gordon and Dennis Poilo and Nicholas St. John. So they must have had a bunch of freaking writers on this movie. There's not a single bad adaptations of Body Snatchers. Well, listen, dude. Larry Cohen's involved. It's got to be at least 3 stars off the top. Off the top. All right, we got one more movie to show you guys, and we'll get through the comments. All right, guys, I will be reviewing this. So early this year, late last year, I fell in love with this movie. The movie in question was Humanoids from the Deep. And I did a video talking about that Blu-ray, and somebody commented, it was like, because you did this video, they're going to put this out on 4K. Well, sure enough, it happened. Now, I always say, if you want to know if you want to get this or not, I have no problem being the guinea pig for stuff like this, because I am such a big fan of Larry Cohen's on the brain now. Mr. Corman, I like to get his movies on 4K. So we reviewed Galaxy of Terror the other day, and it seems like people enjoyed that video. So this will be no different. Now, the only bummer about this is there's no reversible art on this, but I do like this green. It's a good color. I like this green. And we do have restorations of both cuts on 4K, theatrical and unrated. So I will be reviewing this. I'll be filming this tomorrow. And if you guys are interested in, or just curious if this is worth picking up, I'll let you know. So that's Humanoids from the Deep, ladies and gentlemen. Very excited about that. I'm a huge fan of Mr. Corman. So very excited about that. And the other thing I want to tell you guys is Thursday, I'll be seeing The Monkey, Oz Perkins. I'm very excited about it. I have not watched any reviews on it. I've kept away. I didn't ask. I think Nick saw it last week because I think AMC had like an early showing, and I didn't even ask him about it. Like, I don't want to know anything about The Monkey. Guess how many trailers I've seen of The Monkey? Zilch, 0. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to have any idea about The Monkey. So I'm going into The Monkey totally blind, which is the way I enjoy going into the movies. So I'm very excited about that. That'll be Thursday. You guys will get a review Thursday on The Monkey. All right, so let's get into some questions. Talk to the chat, guys. Welcome everybody here. 163 people. Drop a like. Let's do it. Let's have some fun. Corman is the GOAT. I agree. Christian, have you seen the 90s body snatch movie, The Puppet Masters, with Donald Sullivan? So here's the thing. I have a love-hate relationship with the Puppet Master. I'm going to tell you why I have a love-hate relationship with that movie, Jesse. And I know the answer is no, I have not seen it. So when I was collecting laser discs, I was trying to get a lot of Charles Band's films, right? Naturally. And so guess which series I was trying to buy a lot? I was trying to get a lot of, the Puppet Master films. Well, they were kind of difficult to come by on eBay at the time, because Charles films, they sold well, but on the Laserdisc format, I don't think they sold all that well. So there's not a whole lot of them floating around. There weren't a lot floating around eBay, but anytime one popped up for a reasonable price, I would grab it. But every time I typed in Puppet Master Laserdisc, Jesse, guess which movie kept coming up on the search? The Donald Sutherland movie. So much that it was taunting me. Every time I thought I'd get a new listing, I had my notification set for on eBay. Like if I get a new Puppet Master listing, I'd get a notification for it on my phone. Well, every time I get one, I'd click on it. Sure enough, it's that damn Donald Sutherland movie. So it taunted me and it haunted me for about a year. So I never saw the movie, and I get so annoyed thinking about that movie because I just remember every time that damn Laserdisc of another movie called The Puppet Masters taunting me. But the movie's probably good, Jesse. So I'll have to see. I'll have to see the movie. Shamrock says Galaxy of Terror review was great. Love the movie, but I'm definitely content with my Screen Factory Steelbook. I got a little bit of criticism because I did not talk about the Steelbook in that review, and I will say this. I'll say I responded to the comment, and the commenter was very nice about it. They were like, "Why didn't you talk?" The reason I didn't talk about the Steelbook in the Galaxy of Terror review is, number one, I don't own the Steelbook. I can't just simply go by hearsay or take. I can take people's words on it, and I can assume, but I didn't want to. So my gut answer, if you ask me, was yeah. If you ask me now, if you have the Steelbook, I would say yeah, you're probably fine with the Steelbook. That's a perfect middle ground. I'm pretty sure that is a nice restoration, probably from the Inner Positive for that Steelbook. But I didn't have it, and I couldn't physically watch it with my own eyes to verify that. So I figured, let me not even go there. I'll talk about the releases I do have. I have the Blu-ray release from 2012 or 13, and I have the 4K. But I will say, if you do have the Steelbook for that, and if you have the Steelbook for Humanoids, I think you're probably fine, which I'll be honest with you. I love the Steelbook for Humanoids. I wish I would have gotten it. Excuse me. Thank you so much, Mr. Deadlights, with a $2 USD super chat. We need a 4K of Encino Man, brother, on Hell a Blu-ray. Encino Man, we're talking classic Brendan Fraser. I think he also needs to do another Mummy film. I think the time is right. I think Brendan needs to get that going. I think it would be great. I think it should be called The Return of the Mummy. I think it would be just an awesome thing for him to do. I hope that they do that. Thank you so much, Mr. Deadlights. Give you a clip. Guys, how do we look tonight? Is everybody crisp and clear? Am I crisp and clear tonight? I should be crisp and clear. Like I said, my internet's good. I think sometimes Restream just I don't know, but I think I should be good. Nick B. Is Primevals from Full Moon any good? Was thinking about picking up the trilogy, but haven't seen it. Is there a trilogy of Primevals? I thought there was just Primevals. I mean, I have the Primeval set, and I'm very happy with it. It's a great stop motion movie. Really entertaining. I mean, so I can tell you I like Primevals a lot. What are your thoughts on the Hellraiser Tetralogy box set? 4K. Is that the purple one? Suede, I don't I can't really comment on that. I have the heavy set, the heavy set box, which I know has the special cut of Bloodlines. A lot of the special features. I don't know if the Tetralogy set, which I think is the purple kind of slimmer box set, I don't know if that has all those features. I'd have to go research that. But I think if you can afford to get the nice one, it's a bulletproof set, literally and figuratively. I mean, I think the thing could take a bullet. So I would recommend getting the nicer set, if that's what you're referring to. I feel like the Tetralogy was the cheaper set, but I could be wrong. You know what? I didn't order the 4K of that. I probably should. I don't think I own it. That's not true. I think I do. Maybe I don't. Don't Torture Duckling, a classic Lucio Fulci, kind of religious movie. Some disturbing imagery in that. A big fan of it, so I probably will. I don't think I own it. I might have a Blu-ray, but I don't think I do. I know I streamed it when I first saw it. So I have to go look at my shelf, Heartwarming. If I get it, you bet your ass I'll review it. What did I think of Turbulence? Great movie. I mean, Ray Liotta. What's not to love about that? I mean, I got the Blu-ray of that. Speaking of, that's a 4K restoration right there. So I got that for pretty damn cheap. I think I got that for about $16 on Amazon from Kino Lorber. You know, so great movie. I have the Galaxy of Terror Steelbook, so I'm good on that one. I mean, I don't own Humanoids at all, so I'm definitely good with the 4K. I'm happy to report, unlike Galaxy of Terror, this is from the negative. Now, it doesn't say if it's 35 or 16. I wonder if this was shot in 16. I don't know. We'll find out, though. I'm going to watch this tomorrow morning, as a matter of fact, Mark. So you'll have that video soon. Todd says, Christian, 2 questions. Would you consider covering the 4K of Looking for Mr. Goodbar? It hasn't been available for physical media for years. Terrific movie. Let's see. Let me have a gander. Vinegar Syndrome? Is that one of those kind of sexploitation movies? There's 632 of them left. Diane Keaton's in it. Station movie. Somebody's got to let me know about that. Oh yeah, man. I mean, I grew up with Tremors. I think the first one is the best one. I think 2 is okay, and then I probably would say 4. The third one's not my favorite. I think 1, 2, and 4. All right, I'm looking good. Sweet. Crisp and clear. I love it. I'm Crispin Glover tonight. Yeah, the purple box set. I would say if you could get the regular, nicer box set, Suede, it's worth it. It really is worth it, because it's a bulletproof release. But like, oh, thank you, Brock. Brock says with his is that a Winnie the Pooh picture he's got? Brock says it's got all the same features. So if that's more important to you and you can get it for the same price, then I'd say that's fine. I have no problem with you wanting to get that set if you prefer that set. CSH, did you ever end up turning your shed into a VHS den? I went back and watched your video walkthrough house tour from 6 years ago. Jacob, I didn't, and here's why. It was going to cost me an absolute fortune to insulate it and kind of like fix it up, and even then there were other problems. Bugs got in there real easily, and it just wasn't worth it, Jacob. So that's why I have, Jacob, I don't know if you saw today's video, if you've kept up with me, that's why I have the 80s and 90s room. When I talk about non-horror stuff, I go in there, I chill, I watch movies. That's where I film all that stuff. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I always like to give sneak peeks on the live shows. Raise your hand, let me know if you guys have been enjoying. To me, it's my favorite thing I've been doing this year. Have you guys been enjoying the Severin crazy movie reviews, where I talk about the craziest titles from Severin? To review, we've done, let's see, what have we done? 2020 Texas Gladiators. We've done others. I can't remember the other ones we've done. We just did one on Overboard, which I thought that one came out great. And we've done some other ones. I can't remember what I did on Severin. Oh, Peanut Butter Solution. So I've been having a blast. I feel like the audience loves it. They always do really well. I think people get a kick out of them. But I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I've got a sneak peek on the new one. I'll put it to you like this: it's a movie about an alien. It's as if you took E.T. and stripped away all the high-value stuff out of it and put it as a dub, a furry suit with a big, ugly nose face alien, and made it as weird and ridiculous as possible. That's the movie. Now, what kills me is the fact that Severin had a stuffed toy you could have gotten with this. I'm pissed. I am pissed. I wanted this thing. But yes, the next one will be extraterrestrial visitors. Absolutely fucking hysterical movie. That's the next crazy Severin release. So, sneak peek for you guys there. I think 3 and 2 were good, Raphael. I think the first prophecy is the best, but I think the only ones really worth owning are the first 3, in my opinion. There's more, but I think if you've got the Vinegar Syndrome set, you did the right thing. By the way, guys, I'm not going to say it too many more times. I'm in a good mood tonight. We have 167 people here. God bless you guys. Drop a like. That way, the next time I go live, you will know that I'm going live. That'd be great. You should do a stream on weird movie and toy ads from the 80s and 2000s and local. You know what it's funny, Jacob? I did a Planet Dirty about that. We watched the Alien 3 Pepsi commercial from 1990. We watched the funny Sears commercial. Tomorrow's going to be hotter. And the audience, they went nuts. They loved it. Go watch the Planet Dirty episode where it's Jason from Part 3 with blood red eyes from smoking weed with a Cleveland Indians ball cap on. Go watch that show, Jacob. We did all of those. The audience went nuts. They loved it. I think Mark was there that night. They loved it. They loved it. I haven't seen him in person. Unfortunately, we've lost him, Steven. But I love William Friedkin. Oh, Bug. I'm sorry. Yes, I did I guess I did a review on that, kind of. I did like an update haul where I talked about that, Steven. Bug kicked my ass. Bug was fucking amazing, if I'm being quite honest. For a guy that was probably in his mid-60s at that point to do that movie, super impressive. So, Friedkin gets nothing but love from me on that. I don't think there's an official release date on Scream 5, but I do know that my buddy Akeem, if he's here and he sees this, he might be able to give an update on that, but I don't think there's an official release date yet. So looking forward to the 4K transfer of Humanoid of the Deep. I wonder how it looks. Like I said, Dave, if you didn't hear earlier, I'm going to watch that tomorrow morning. Let you guys know. I thought that, here's the funny thing, Max. The reason I enjoy the Severin videos so much is because I'm, of course, trying to be entertaining for an audience, but the reality is I'm not bullshitting. When I did that peanut butter solution video, I was just like, Christian, you rebranded your channel. You love non-horror stuff, 80s and 90s stuff so much. You got to work some stuff in, man, because I get in my routine. Sometimes I rest on my laurels. I do what I know that I know the audience loves. But I was like, I got to do a review on this movie because it was so bizarre. And when I started that review, Max, I was actually going to try to like talk about it and like be like slowed down and stuff. But the movie was so insane. I just went nuts. And I didn't stop. There's some edits in there, but for the most part, I took like 4 breaths that entire video. I was just rolling with how much crazy shit happened. And that was my favorite video of last year. That was my favorite video of last year. Hands down was the peanut butter solution. So I'm glad you guys like those. Christian, have you seen Sinful Dwarf from Severin? Hold on, let me look that up. Sinful Dwarf. Holy shit. The mother of all dwarfsploitation films. This looks absolutely insane. Don't tell me you bought this. Holy It's on sale. I'll keep this tab opened up to see if I'll purchase it tonight. Good. I'm glad you guys like them. Thank you guys so much. By the way, 176 people here tonight. God bless you guys. I guess we're just going to answer questions all night. I mean, we're supposed to talk about deep cut 80s movies, but I'm just gonna answer you guys' questions. I think that's probably what y'all want more than anything. Hey, dude, don't think I won't make a video on Mac and Me. I fucking love Mac and Me. I don't know if they reissue box sets. It's a good question. I don't know. Thank you. I've worked hard on it. That Ghostbuster sign I think is fucking amazing. Yeah, you guys make some nuts crap. If you got anything else for me, Max, you better let me know. If you got anything that's close to peanut butter solution, let me know. Let's see. CHH, you got me to create my own horror room. Not many YouTubers was that crazy about showing off the crazy shit they had in their collection at the time. But dude, that's amazing. I'd love to see your collection. I'd love to see your horror room. May or may not have it. You know what? That's on me, Saturn. I believe you were the one that told me to watch Spider Labyrinth. Again, 4K restoration. I got the Blu-ray of that. Nothing wrong with the Blu-ray of that. Blood for Dracula, I believe I also have. Andy Warhol presents, right? Personally, really enjoy when you tell a story like Deep Dive on Friday the 13th Nash. You can tell how much fun you're having with the cheers. I thought that was a great video, too, Beyond the Grave. Thank you. It didn't really resonate with the audience that much, and that's fine. Not every video will, but I thought that video was really good myself. I loved that video. So... and I love the fact that I actually played the game while I was recording the video too, which was also really, really fun. So yeah, I thought that was a fun video. I really did. Thank you so much, JG. 199. Love you, CHH. Scrambling to get my Constantine. I think I'm gonna try to pick that up soon. I mean, you know, I'd like to get that. God bless you. Thank you. You should do a video where you show your horror collection, including your horror toys. Well, King Matthew, I pretty much do room tours twice a year, which I'm probably due for one soon. But I do those fairly frequently. That way, you get to see everything in here. So yeah, you'll get a video on that soon. I have not heard of Bad Boy Lover, Bag Boy Lover, Bag Boy Lover Boy. There's more every time I read it. There's more to the name. I'll add that to the queue on the Severin page. Let's keep going, guys. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. No, I honestly think that the sequels are fine on Blu-ray. The first one on 4K is nice, but I think the sequels are fine on Blu-ray. Not a big audience for those, I don't think. I will say, though, that Scream Factory needs to get off their ass and give me RoboCop 3 on 4K. Fred Decker, listen, hate me if you want to. I enjoy RoboCop 3, albeit it's a handicapped film. Fred Decker didn't have Peter Weller, and he also had to make a PG-13 movie. You tell me how good the movie could have been. With the first movie being one of the greatest R-rated films ever made, and there's no debate about that. So, I enjoy RoboCop 3 for what it is, right? So I want that on 4K. I thought they did a great job with 2. I thought Arrow did a sensational job with their release of RoboCop. So we need 3. We need 3 on 4K. That I want, not that shit ass remake. Terrible movie. I hate the RoboCop remake. It really. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. There's always a group out there that says, Christian, all you do is talk about movies you love, blah blah blah. You love everything. No, I honestly think that the RoboCop remake legitimately slaps the fans in the face that love this series. I really do. That's the way when I watch that movie, I genuinely feel like they're saying "fuck you" to the fans of the original RoboCop. The design is pathetic. I just absolutely hate it. It's just garbage. Fuck that remake. I hate it. I'm sorry. I hate that movie. I don't know about creep tapes. I don't know what that is, Peter. I'll have to look into that. love the Evil Deads. Love Pet Cemetery. I'm with you on that. Are you going to do a video about the releases of Army of Darkness? You did great with the ones about A Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th, and I miss you having on that guy with his posters. Oh, John Flesher. You guys want to see John Flesher back? I got to get with John. We've scoured a lot of his collection, so I have to see what else Johnny has. I love Johnny. Great guy. Johnny actually reached out to me initially. He saw a video I made about Elm Street posters, and he goes, "Christian, I've actually got some stuff you'd probably be interested in." And you know, I've had people message me that before, and I'm always like, well, let me see it. And sometimes they just have, they have some charming stuff, sometimes stuff that I have myself. And he just blew me away, and I was like, I got to get you on video. And Johnny became a fan favorite. People love when John Flesher's on the channel. I've had him on about 4 times now, so I'm hoping that we can get him back. I got to see what else he's got that he can show off. Do I think Spirit Halloween will do a Halloween 3 theme light up statue to keep the tradition going this year? No, I don't. Well, I take that back. You know what? I'm going to take that back. That is a Universal property, which clearly Spirit does a lot of stuff with. But what would they do? What would they do for it? Like, what kind of pumpkin? Would they just do the Halloween 3 pumpkin? Or would they do the witch? What would they do? Would they do a shamrock? I mean, this is probably one of the coolest things they did. Was this the Halloween 2? Pumpkin with the gold, the silver logo on the back. Are you kidding me? That's effing incredible. I don't think they're going to top that. We got a new fan here. The Big Pete just found your channel yesterday. I definitely rock with it. Handle you scandal homie. Dude, well, thank you for checking out the channel, Big Pete. I appreciate that, dude. Welcome. Glad to have you. The Thing and the Lost Boys. Classics. You should bring back your Storytime live streams. I found fun of those from like 6 years ago. God only knows the kind of shit I was spewing back then. Probably talking about stuff I didn't need to be talking about. Do you know anything about Trick or Treat 4K coming out March 11th? I don't know if I should pre-order or not. Well, Harley, if you missed out on the deluxe box set, they're doing basically a little bit more of a standard release of Trick or Treat, which is, like a singular kind of like case release with still all the features and stuff. You'll definitely have the ability to get that. You don't necessarily need to pre-order it, but if you want to know if it looks good, etc., there's a ton of reviews out there, including mine, if you want to watch that, to kind of get some perspective on what kind of features you get and what the restoration stuff was, etc. So there's all that, and you'll get that. Obviously, that'll all be the same for your release. You just won't get the extra additives in terms of like, in terms of like the booklets and all that stuff. So, but you don't necessarily have to pre-order it. There's going to be a lot of those to go around. I know you're a big retro game collector. Do you have a Dreamcast? Yes, I do have a Dreamcast. Any game recommendations? If so, been getting into that lately. Shenmue is a great game. I also really love the Sonic Adventure games. I think Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 are fantastic, albeit there's some cringy, ridiculous 3D Outworld stuff. But at the time, it was amazing. You have to remember, when that game came out, I was a prime gamer, kid gamer. I got the Dreamcast in 1999. My dad always got me Sega stuff growing up. And that Dreamcast was amazing, absolutely amazing. Also, Marvel vs. Capcom. The problem is Dreamcast is not really the system to get into now. A lot of the good games are very, very, very expensive. Power Stone, probably the greatest fighting game on the Dreamcast. Kind of like an open world Street Fighter, but Power Stone, the play factor on that was out of this world good. Power Stone 2, even so. The Ready to Rumble Boxing port was really great on Dreamcast, which Ready to Rumble Boxing was a very fun boxing game. But if you can get Power Stone and not have to literally sell your soul for it, that's probably one of the greatest fighting games I've ever played. You know what? There's probably a lot CR, but there's also a reason why I probably don't revisit some new stuff a lot. Like, I'll be honest with you, I could revisit this at the house and not feel the same about it when I revisit it. We'll see. I disagree with that. I disagree. I do think RoboCop 3 deserves it because it's still a part of a super popular series, and the other two movies have that. I mean, there's a lot of people that could argue that Humanoids from the Deep doesn't deserve a 4K, or Galaxy of Terror didn't deserve it. A lot of people would say Ghost of Mars doesn't deserve it. And my thing is, what movie really doesn't deserve to be on 4K? If it was shot on film, I think at the end of the day, you could argue then it is deserving to be on 4K. But me personally, I am anticipating the release of RoboCop 3. I got a bone to pick with you about this. I think Piranha 2 is actually better than people would think it is. I think there's actually decent character and story in that. The effects are silly. But I also think that they hide the effects very well, and it's also the first James Cameron film before he got fired off of it. I actually think Piranha 2 is better than people would think it is. I actually recommend Piranha 2. That's no joke. I like Piranha 2. We'll see. We'll see. We're starting off good with Rumpelstiltskin. I would love a reboot of Alf. God knows I would. I agree. There is far worse out there than Piranha 2. Oh, man. I know you've covered it already, but do you think 4K Blu-ray is sustainable? The prices where I live are out of control expensive. $124 Alien Romeo Steelbook. First of all, that's insane. The fact is this. As a consumer, your job is to make the best decision. And guess what? That's probably the reason why DVD is still the most popular selling format. I mean, it is. I don't know if people like to forget that fact, but it is. Now, a lot of that is probably casual buyers, but the fact is DVD is still the most popular selling format. I think this is why I tell people, buy movies that you're interested in. People were asking me, Christian, and don't upgrade everything. You can't do it. There's some stuff you can upgrade, and you want to upgrade. Like, I was sickened that Life Force didn't have the proper 4K of the international cut on Screen Factory. Happy to upgrade that. And also, at this point, I'm in a situation where I've been doing YouTube long enough where I'm blessed to have built a little bit of an audience that the Google ad revenue stuff kind of subsidizes the collecting and kind of like eats that cost a lot, where I can keep up with stuff that I'm interested in. Not just keep up with stuff, but keep up with things that I'm interested in. Because, just buying every movie that comes out, guys, that's a dangerous path. It becomes very addicting. Don't let that happen. People will see my movie shelf, or they'll see people's movie shelves, and they got these big, gorgeous movie walls. And I always say, guys, what you're seeing is, how long ago was 2009? 16 years ago? Is that how long that was, guys? Something like that. Anyway, let's just say it's 15 years ago. 16, 15 years ago. That's what you're seeing. You're seeing 16 years worth of collecting. You don't just buy movies all the time and just fill up your shelves. You're gonna hate yourself. Don't do that. But at the same time, to answer your question, you got to do what's best for you as a consumer. At the end of the day, when you see a lot of the stuff online of like, oh, I got to get this so I can post it online for people to see it. Guess what? It's fun, but as soon as the next day after you post it, no one gives a rat's ass about it. At the end of the day, the most important thing should always be the movie. Absolutely the movie. That's why, listen, I don't want to be looked at as a physical media channel through and through. Of course, that's a big part of it. But my thing is, if you guys watch my videos, if you watch my reviews, 85% of the video is about the goddamn movie. That's what counts. And physical media is my driving factor to talk to you guys about movies. That's always what I'm going to be about, guys. you know. But I love physical media. It's not like I'm avoiding that. I'm not saying I'm not a physical media, but I don't want you guys to look at me as just like, okay, we'll just watch Christian unbox his mail and see what he's got, and we can find out what's coming out. Oh, he didn't watch it? How do I know if it looks good? Of course, I've got to do the homework. I've got to watch the movie. I've got to look into the features. But I want to say, listen, guys, Humanoids from the Deep is one of my favorite Roger Corman films. Above any, and you'll hear me say this too. I'll say, guys, above anything else, I want you to watch Humanoids from the Deep. Above anything else. I'm not going to say I want you to buy the 4K. I need you to buy the Blu-ray or blah, blah, blah. I want you to see the movie. First and foremost. So, believe me, time flies. You'll have a movie shelf filled with crap before you know it. But build it organically. Get stuff you're interested in. I see it all. Guys, I see this shit all. I've been around for a while. I see this stuff all the time of people. They get into collecting, and like a month later, their movie shelf is filled with shit. I'm like, what? That's so expensive. It's not about that, guys. Believe me. When you guys watch a live show, if you watch You Need It with me and Nick, or if you watch Planet Dirty, you know, we're not showing off. Nick's a physical media guy, I guess, but he's not really a collector. Nick's a bare bones Blu-ray kind of guy, and God bless him, stay that way. That's the sane way to live. But if you watch these shows I do, or even on here, I'm just preaching right now, but my point is somebody needs to hear this. The gratification of getting that new steelbook of something you're not even going to watch just so you can post it will die like that. The next day, no one will give a flying fuck about it. And then you are going to say, didn't need this. How many times have we bought something that we all say, I wanted it, but now that I have it, happens to all of us. Be smart out there, people. Be smart out there. Don't make learn from people's mistakes. There's a myth that you have to stick your feet in the fire to know if it's hot. It's not true. You can learn from people's mistakes. You got to open up those ears. You got to hear people. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about my rant. Rant over. Rant over. All right, let's go down to the bottom of the comments. That way I can keep up with you guys now. If y'all asked an important question you want me to answer, please ask it again. That way I can see it. Sorry, sometimes I got to go off, man. Random question, CHH. What's the most editions you own of one movie? I own 21 editions of my favorite movie, all the way from Laserdisc to Blu-ray. It's a good question. Probably Halloween, I guess, or Friday the 13th. Probably Friday the 13th. And the irony is, I watch all of them. I still put this to use. I live, eat, breathe, sleep, crap, piss Friday the 13th. Till we die. Jason Lives. Y'all see that? Till we die. Yeah, I had a buddy, shout out Kyle, if you're watching this, Kyle. He sent me that. It's funny because he's just a friend. Kyle wasn't like a company. Like sometimes with MVD, I have a contact with MVD. And I'll tell him, I said, man, this movie was terrible, or this looked like shit. He's like, don't lie. Don't lie to your audience. I want you to be honest. So, but with Kyle, you know, he got me the steelbook for Kill Her Goats. I remember messaging him. I shot him a text. I said, hey, dude, I'm more than happy to do a review on this. Because I know you'd enjoy it if I covered it. But I want to let you know, man, this movie was the biggest piece of shit. He goes, oh, mate, please do the video. And I think the video was called, like, even this nice, like something like rapping and like whatever, you know. But it's a terrible movie. Today's generation is all about instant gratification. And it really is. I mean, in a lot of ways. And guess what? I'm a victim of instant gratification, Saturn. I'm very impatient. I'm a very impatient person. When I tell Brandon, hey, I want to do Planet Dirty, I need a thumbnail, I better get it. That's not true. But Brandon knows that, like, I like stuff fast. I'm very impatient. When I work on music, I get it done that day. I don't like to fuck around. Which is probably not good for my music, but, like I did Living After Death like in an hour. It came out okay. But my point is I am very impatient, and, that's how I am. But anyway, people think you can build a massive collection overnight. Next thing you know, they're maxed out on credit cards. What are you people doing? It's like, and I don't want to make fun of those people. I just want to say, listen, just learn from people's mistakes. You don't have to go through the same mistakes people made. You don't have to shove your head in the fire to know if it's hot. Look at the burn marks from other people. That's all I'm saying. There's a lot of stuff I didn't do because my dad said, Christian, listen, been there, done that. Don't do it. Guess what? Didn't do it. Does that mean that I haven't stuck my feet in the fire, metaphorically, in the past? Of course I have. But there are certain things that I know I escaped, dealing with. Nick B, yes, the TV I have in the 80's room is a CRT widescreen DVD and VHS player. I have not bought a Lionsgate Limited, JG. If they put something out that I'm interested in, I'll pick it up. But I haven't bought anything from them. By the way, 195 people in here. Guys, I'm going to try to keep up doing these live shows because it seems like you guys enjoy them. And believe me, I get as much out of it as you guys do. So thank you all for being here. God bless you guys. Drop a like if you don't mind. I miss the days of walking in at Best Buy and price matching Amazon for physical media. I did that all the time, too. I really did. Ordering from Amazon is ridiculous. I pre-ordered day one and had to cancel due to delays. Now I order from Orbit. Well, I can tell you, we now get Amazon deliveries by me. This just started a couple months ago. And, Jason, it's not been good. My wife ordered a variety pack of liquid death drinks. She loves them. Drinks them all the time now. And long story short, the box, if it would have fell one more time, they all would have bursted. All the cans are dented. It's a shit show. They don't care. So the Amazon delivery has not been good as far as I'm concerned. Somehow they did ship My Humanoids in the Deep in an actual box, so that came, but the drinks were just destroyed. They just literally took the 12-pack of drinks and put it in a box with wiggle room, so the box is just sloshing around in there. Night of the Living Dead or Day of the Dead? The answer is Night of the Living Dead. As the older I get, the more I realize that Romero made a perfect classic film, 1968. It's classic, but I'm not going to say anything negative about Day of the Dead, obviously. Which I saw somebody in the chat earlier mention that Walmart bought the Monroeville Mall. If they do anything disparaging to that mall or mess with the Romero statue, there will be hell to pay. That's all I'm saying. Kevin, yes. The answer is yes. I have the fondest feelings for Children of the Living Dead. The fondest feelings. I want to see Tom Savini be an action star for 3 minutes in that movie again on 4K. What movie are you most hyped for next year? Scream 7 or Scary Movie 6? Neither. I'm not really hyped for either one. It'll be fun to see Scary Movie 6, and it'll be fun to see Scream 7. I'm not necessarily hyped for either one. There's got to be something else that'll come out that I'm going to be interested in that I'll hear about. I guess if I had just had to answer between the two, though, just to give you an answer, I guess I'd say Scream 7. If you could own 3 original arcade cabinets of your choice, what would they be? Number 1, Miss Pac-Man, the very first game ever played. Number 2, believe it or not, would be Donkey Kong, the classic cabinet with the Mario brother on it, the old school design. And 3 would actually be something a little bit more modern, the Blitz arcade, NFL Blitz, super fun arcade game. Yeah, people forget that Blitz was an arcade. Obviously, home ported on 64 and PlayStation was fun, but Blitz used to be a great arcade game. NFL Blitz. Yeah, like I said, we talked about that. CHH buying a retro release of a movie you love and adore for the years is more rewarding than buying a new 4K movie of you've never seen before. Might be just me, but I learned that quickly. No, as somebody that has a world renowned, I say that facetiously, as somebody that openly says I enjoy cataloging the history of Friday the 13th releases, I get that, you know. And if it's something you love, then fuck what people say, you know. But I get that. My Friday the 13th I genuinely get enjoyment out of collecting Friday the 13th. It's one of the most beloved series to me of all time. And by the way, guys, hopefully it arrives tomorrow. I've got something really cool, custom made Friday the 13th coming to me. Just waiting on it to show up. Just waiting on it to show up. What's up, Movie Den? Watching Dream Child, and dude, I love it. God bless you. That's what I'm talking about. That reminds me, I got to film my next series for the Elm Street retrospectives. I did 5 and I did 2. Dustin says, "What size strings do I use and keep with the grip?" Thank you, Dustin. It depends. I have right now. I think I have a pair of 11s on my Strat, so a little bit on the heavier side for down tuning. And on my bass, I use the lighter strings on my jazz basses. Whatever the lightest gauge is, that's what I use on my my basses. I forget the number at this moment in time. But I used to use Lemmy Kilmister branded D'Addario strings, where the bottom 2 strings were pretty much almost as thick gauged as the top 2 strings, because Lemmy played a lot on the A and D string. He mostly played on the A and D string. So when he went to his D string to go for his the higher octave of the lower of the G, for instance, if he went from a E to a G, that G would still have a great thickness to it, because he could keep that formation with his hand to go and not lose that thickness in the tone. So I used to play those Lemmy Kilmister branded strings. By the way, guys, that's Motorhead, just in case you don't know. But I stopped using those because I think they started getting kind of harder to find, and they were expensive. So I stopped using those, and I just pretty much use Slinkies now. But the lowest gauge. Let's see. I like the second Resident Evil movie a lot, but I can't say I'm in love with a whole lot of the other ones. I'm not going to lie, I get physical media pretty often, but I'm in a comfortable position to afford the hobby at the moment, but I have been chilling out on it. Yeah, this has nothing to do with me. I'm not on a high horse here saying that I can tell you guys what to spend your money on. I'm just saying I see it all the time, and I see people get it stresses them out if they can't keep up with stuff. Just get the stuff you're interested in, man. Especially, just get the stuff you're interested in. You know. That's all I'm getting at. Well, I'm glad to have you here. Thank you for supporting me. Hey, dude, if I get same day delivery on Amazon, that'd be dangerous. I'd order everything I need in life on Amazon. I would love Monkey Shines. I love Monkey Shines. Huge Monkey Shines fan. Somebody sent me his video today. It was like these physical media channels are ruining like YouTube, and I was the first guy. And somebody was like, "Can you believe what he said about you? Like, can you believe this?" I'm like, "You really don't know that this is a parody?" Like it's a joke. He said that I hawk DVDs, they're antiques, and he's a pretty boy, not me. And somebody sent me this like they thought I was gonna be mad at it. Like, no, I'm not gonna be mad. It's funny. It's funny. What are you talking about? Like, it is funny. Like, I have a sense. It's funny, guys. It's to me. I just laugh my ass off at it. I get a kick out of it. Christian, what's your opinion on the advice often given when you were young to take your time? You've got all your life to figure out what you want to do. Um, I mean, I believe that everything happens for a reason. Let me give you my life story. When I finished high school, I was going to 4-year college, and I knew I was a blue collar guy in my heart. I just knew I was. I knew I was never. I was street smart. Like I know how to work on stuff. I know how to fix things. Like my brother is a very very intelligent human, but he's not very. He's not very blue collar smart. Like my brother doesn't know how to like if if he needed to change his battery out, I could do it twice as fast as him. Stuff like that. No disrespect. My brother's very very intelligent. He's a dentist, so he's a doctor. But like I was always the other kind of blue collar type of guy. So I was going to 4-year college, and I was miserable. And I just begged my mom. I was like, Mom, I got to drop out. I can't do this. I hate it. So then I was going to go to nursing school. I did that. I did nursing school from about 2012 to 2013, 2011 to 2013. And I did that, and I wasn't going to let my parents down. You know, they were going to pay for me to go to school. I had a job, so I was like basically supporting myself while I was living at home. I had a part-time job where I was basically, making money and feeding myself and taking care of myself. And I think I was buying my books or whatever at the time. And I got done with school and I started working as a nurse, as an LPN. And I'd never been more miserable. I literally hated my job. Now, for the nurses out there, God bless you. We need you. You are the most important job. You're the first line of defense with patients, not doctors. You are. You save lives. Nurses save lives every day of the week. But my point is, I was working in nursing homes, drug rehabilitation centers. I've had some sketchy moments where I almost got my ass beat by people. Because there's some big guys that come in that have schizophrenia, or they're alcoholics, or they have issues where they could just flip off the handle, and they could get their hands on you. And so I got out of that job, and I was miserable, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew I didn't want to be a nurse. But I felt so horrible because my parents put me through school. But I basically talked to my parents about it, and I wanted to go work in the oil field. And so get this. This was 2014. I went to go work in the oil field, and my buddies the last year, 2013, 2012, were literally making like $7,000 a week. They would work 2 weeks on, work 2 weeks off, and they were making, the money was so good at that time that they were getting rich. They were they were working on rigs. Some of them were ditch diggers, whatever, but they were all making sick, insane money. Right? So I decided I was going to give it hell. So I got a job in 2014 to work in the oil field. But by this point, the oil industry had taken a bath. The price of a barrel of oil had gone down so much that everybody's job at the place I went to go do was cut by 2/3 their pay. And I was making $13 an hour, never home, and broke. And so I did that for a year and just toughed it out as long as I could. And basically, my point of this is I just kind of pinballed from one place to the next. And finally, I called a buddy that I had known for a long time who had a job at a plant, and I wanted to get a decent job close to home. And so I got a job at the plant, and I'm still there now. I've been there for 9 years now, which is crazy to think about. And I'm happy. And another thing I'll tell you is this. It's like everything you do in your life will bring you to your next destination. You don't know it will, and the anxiety of not knowing is scary, but everything you do in your life will bring you to the next destination of where you're supposed to be. I truly believe that. I also think that it's okay to be truly passionate about something, but know that it's not feasible to just drop what you're doing and just try to make it happen. Some people, if you have a dream, you got to go for it, blah, blah, blah. Quit your job. Go start that band. Like, no. keep your job, work on the band. The beauty of the internet is you're able to promote yourself to a bigger audience at once. So for my situation, I've been doing YouTube now for a long time, and it was always something I really enjoyed, and I still don't think it's ever something I could do full time, really. I have a dream of it being that, and I work every day like I want it to be that, but at the end of the day, you know, I'm never going to just say, okay, I'm going to quit my job by next year. I'm going to make YouTube happen. No, I will make YouTube happen while I still have my job. And I just think everything you do leads to the next step in your life. So whatever you're doing, don't be afraid to make a jump when you know it. You know when it's time to make a jump, whatever it is you're doing. You know when it's time. If you start questioning if it's time, it's time. So that's what I'll say about all that. I hope that helps. I feel like I rambled so fucking incoherently just now. Yes, the Poughkeepsie tapes fucking ruined my life. People think I'm joking. No, it really ruined my life. Any tips on weight loss? Thank you for the $2 super chat. I'm nobody to give advice on weight loss. I'm in passable shape. I weigh like 170. I think I weigh like 180, 185 pounds. I'm in passable shape. I don't look great with my clothes off. But I was a heavy-set kid growing up, and I started jogging every day. I still jog every day. My diet's not great. If my diet was great, I'd be a bad motherfucker. But what can I say? I mean, I love Doritos. But just every day. I tell this. Here's something else I'm going to say. I will give this advice. This advice I will give because I feel very strongly about it. Of course, I believe in modern medicine. Of course, there are people that are going to need to take stuff for depression. I am never going to be a Tom Cruise Scientologist anti-medicine, but I truly don't think people appreciate the value of what getting your blood pumping in your body can do for you. I try to tell people. I've had friends sometimes that I talk to, and they're going through a hard time. But what's wrong? They can't tell me. Now, again, chemicals in your brain could be off. Medicine can help. I'm not anti-meds, but sometimes I'll say, what have you done today? Have you gotten up? Have you tried cleaning up the kitchen? Have you done this? Have you exercised? Why don't you go do some routines? Why don't you just do 100 jumping jacks? Get your blood flowing. Do this, do that. The power of exercise, getting that blood flowing in your body does. People wonder if people ask me, they say, Christian, you seem like you're in a good mood a lot. Of course I get in pissy moods. I'm a pissy guy. Sometimes I'm in a bad mood. But for the most part, I'm somewhat pleasant to be around because every day I run for an hour or I incline on the treadmill. I get that blood pumping through my body. It cleanses me. It gives me endorphins in my brain. It makes me look forward to the rest of my day. I'm ready to conquer the fucking day every day and do something. Like sometimes, guys, I don't feel like sitting down and watching all these goddamn movies, but I know that if I get my blood flowing, I get my brain right, I get charged up, I want to get work done and I feel good. The power of exercise for your mental health, I think, is so fucking undervalued today. And people don't believe me. They think I'm full of shit. They don't want to do anything. But I'm telling you, get up, get off your goddamn ass, exercise, 30 minutes. Just walk, lift some weights, grab those old dumbbells out the closet, and just work on something. Do some presses. Get your blood flowing. You'd be surprised mentally what that'll do for you. I swear by it. Rant over on that. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat, by the way. Akeem, somebody was asking about Stranger Things 5, if there was a release date. I said I don't know, but I said if Akeem sees this, he may not be able to say it, but maybe he could say if he has an idea. The Conan set is goddamn brilliant. So, hey, it doesn't matter if you're late. You got it. No, I would not taxidermy my dog. But Brandon does. He taxidermies his cat. It's a sick bastard. Yeah, dude, listen. Some people were mad that I did that video, but the guy told me I could talk about it. And I think there was a misconception. Like there was some comments saying something like, and I understand where the people are coming from. Like, well, that's a shitty friend to just kind of tell you that that's something that Eli Roth said. But I talked to the guy again. He makes it sound like Eli Roth doesn't give a rat's ass. He's just happy that he convinced Sony to do it. So those should be coming out, I think, probably sometime this summer. The Dead Alive has been a rumor big mix for years that Peter Jackson's already restored it and approved it. They just need to bring it out. When that's going to happen, though, I don't know. I don't know. I've never gotten into spaghetti westerns. I'm just not old enough to get into those yet. I'm not ready. That's awesome. So glad that you're doing that. I think I'm at the bottom of the chat. Yeah, we're at the bottom of the chat. 20 minutes of sunlight daily is really good for you too. It's a bit hard to do in sub-freezing temperatures. Oh, of course. And I don't envy people that live in like, you know, Washington. Stay inside, man. Stay inside. Oh man. All right, an hour and 30, guys. We'll still go for a few more minutes. I'm not going anywhere just yet. So I'm on y'all's time. Yeah, room tour will come soon. I'll do a room tour soon. Um, that'll be probably sometime around April, and then I'll do another one around Halloween. You'll get two of the year. Oh man, I've been going on rants all night. So me and Sydney went to high school together, but we never knew each other. Then I made a buddy after I got out of high school that I went to high school with that I wasn't friends with in high school that was friends with Sydney. And when I started hanging out with him, I met Sydney and got a little bit more personal with her. And we just that was it. We kind of just hit it off. We've been together ever since 2012. Beginning January 2012 is when we met each other. It might have even been late 2011. But yeah, that's it. Maybe he was. I don't know. Can you see us looking back at the 2020s and saying what a great decade for movies it was, kind of like these? The answer is unequivocally yes. I think it's a great. I think the 2020s absolutely obliterate the 2010s. I really do. I think the 2010s are nowhere near as good as the 2020s have been. The 2020s, we've gotten some great movies. I mean, we wouldn't have had a Nosferatu in 2015. Just wouldn't have happened. It just, I don't, you got to remember, guys. The 2010s brought us Ouija, however you say it. People always say I say it wrong. Ouija and Bye Bye Man. The 2020s have been really good. We're back to an era, I think, where the directors can be stars again. Everybody's ready to see the next Oz Perkins movie, right? They're not saying, "Oh, we're gonna go see this movie called like." It's pretty cool that the directors Robert Eggers. I can't wait to go see the next Robert Eggers movie. I can't wait to go see the next Oz Perkins movie. We're at an era again where directors are stars, and I think that's fucking awesome. So. I love Scarecrow 81. He's fine. I mean, I haven't gotten too personal, but every time I see him, he says hi right back to me. I see him so much though that I know he knows who I am. So I was told. I'm not going to say the person because I think he's talked about it publicly, but I'm not sure. But I was told by a friend of mine that he talked to Ernie Reyes Jr. and he said that Ernie, I think he either did an interview for a new release, but apparently he said that the first two movies are coming out in 4K in 2025. And believe me, when Ninja Turtles hits 4K, it's going to be the craziest shit of all time. That's the greatest movie ever made. So yeah, you'd bet your ass I'm ready for Ninja Turtles on 4K. Probably not. I'm experiencing big time Terrifier burnout. I'm good for a while. Uh, I'm just I'm I 3 movies of these. It's been fun. I'll take another one. Let's wrap it up, and then I want to see what Damien does next. Quite frankly, I want to see him move on from this and do other things. As a matter of fact, I think he should do a different movie before Terrifier 4. That's what I think. I like the I like the flamin' hot I like the spicier nacho flamin' hot versions. So I'm a spice guy. I was raised in New Orleans, Louisiana, Cajun by Cajun blood. I like my stuff spicy as hell. What's up, half-ass movie podcast? What a name right there, guys. I'd have to have a buddy do it with me though, because I'm not really a professional in obscure giallos. Like I know about the Strange Vice of Mrs. Worth. I know about you know other things like that, Torso, but I'm not well versed in a lot of obscure ones. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm not well versed enough to do a video about obscure ones. We've been hearing about Near Dark for a long ass time. You know, Shamrock. Listen, I'm only going to agree that they should do the third one because they're doing the first two. But what pisses me off more than anything is that they call it Turtles in Time now. It was not called that when it came out. They added that. Oh, that's so cool. I was the costume designer on Mega Piranha, and I'm also the submarine navigator in it with one line. I have a visual, sir, before the Mega Piranhas eat our sub. We got a star in here tonight, yo. What's up, man? Glad to have you here. Taco Bell extravaganza. Um, I don't know, man. That could be an explosive show. I can tell you that. It's a lame answer, but Black Christmas '74. You know that and Christmas Evil, I guess. If I could die in a horror film, which franchise would I pick? Friday the 13th. You know, I don't want to die by Freddy. I love him too much. I'll let Jason kill me. Jason could take me out. I I agree. I was even a victim of this. I had a buddy that kind of smartened me up to this whole thing, but I think the term giallo basically gets used loosely when it's just referencing an Italian horror film. Um, and even then, I think giallo can be confused somewhat for like a slasher film, but it's really a mystery crime movie when you get down to the Suspiria is not a giallo, but I hear it called that all the time. Um, I'm not claiming to be an expert on the term myself, but I know that I hear Suspiria be called that all the time, and that's not what that is. So, but it's not. As long as people are watching the movies, that's all I care about. I don't give a goddamn. I don't give a goddamn if they call it a giallo or not. Really. First of all, I don't know about that. Second of all, they kind of did a Silent Night movie, didn't they? The guy that did the one about the mechanical Santa. Did they change the name of it, right? Silent Night, Bloody Night, or what did they call it? I forgot what they called it, but that was supposed to be a Silent Night, Deadly Night remake. But they said this isn't. Jeff, what's the name of that director? He did an interview on Charles Man's podcast where they wanted him to do a Silent Night, Deadly Night remake, and he wrote that treatment about the mechanical Santa, and the people were like, "No, we don't want to do this. This isn't it." And he was like, "Well, fuck you. I'm not doing a remake. That's what I want to do." And so, Bloody Christmas. What the hell was that movie called? Y'all know what I'm talking about. I mean, sure. Right now, we're working on. We're gonna be doing St. Patrick's Day melts. We're gonna have some great. We got some gold candles for Leprechaun, and we're also gonna throw in. We're also gonna throw in a Rumpelstiltskin melt with the announcement of the Terrorvision release. We're going to show some love to Rumpelstiltskin on You Need a Candles. Guys, do me a favor. I have 183 of you in here. Go to Instagram and follow me and my wife's small business. This is what my wife does for a living. We work our asses off on it. Our melts smell better, last longer. Our packaging is cooler than anything you could buy at the store, and we do stuff based off of all your favorite movies. You Need a Candles. Please go follow us on Instagram. Jeff Begos is the director. Thank you. I did not get the April's Fool Day 4K. I'm going to tell you why. I looked at the Blu-ray that I got from Scream Factory. I put it on. I watched it. I thought it looked really good. Was not concerned. I could have gotten it, but I'm going to be dead ass. I could have gotten it, but because Kino wanted me to know Kino offered for me to start reviewing some of their titles. I said absolutely, as long as I can pick what it is, as opposed to you guys dumping me with everything, because I'm not going to be able to do that. And they were like, yeah, that's fine. Just tell me what you're interested in as I give you the months, and whatever you're interested in, you could do that. I could have gotten April Fool's Day, but I put on the Scream Factory Blu-ray, and I'm going to be honest. I thought it looked really good. I was happy with it. I was like, well, I'm not going to shit on this Blu-ray to my audience. I'm not going to ask for it. So I didn't ask for it. That's the God's honest truth. I didn't ask for April Fool's Day. So now that doesn't mean that the 4K is probably not going to look good, but my point is I was more than happy with the quality of that Scream Factory Blu-ray. So I didn't ask for it. I mean, Argento started out strong, in my opinion, with Two Evil Eyes. Oh man, I'm high on what's his face just now showing up over there. The guy that got screwed in AEW. Ricky Starks. I like him. Ricky Starks. Yeah, you can see it. I ordered it back in March. I totally forgot about it. It's not really a practical popcorn bucket. I'll be honest with you. Like it should have been fully rounded, like the Ghostface one, where the top opens up. Who the hell wants to eat popcorn like this? Like, how do you even hold it? It's so uncomfortable to hold. The handle is not very big. This is a horrible design for a popcorn bucket. I can't even lie. Which is probably why they sold it online. Because if you would have got this at the movie theater, you'd have been like, God, how do I even eat out of this damn? Like, you can't really hold it comfortably. So it's a shitty design for a popcorn bucket. I really think this was simply made just to appease the Terrifier fans. And the design's nice, but as a popcorn bucket, absolutely pathetic. You talking 80s horror? Have you seen Deodato's Body Count? Let me see. 1986? Is that known as something else? I guess I haven't seen that. Oh, Evil Laugh? Is that what that is? Let me make sure, because yeah, I have the Vinegar Syndrome for Evil Laugh. I thought it was pretty good. That's the same thing, right? Don't open till Christmas. Great stuff. Yes, I'll take Mega Piranha. I think it just comes down to style, what your style is. They're both unequivocally great films, in my opinion. I don't think there's really a wrong answer. So if they're doing that and it comes up before Terrifier 4, good on them. Listen, you know what I think the next VCU should be? I think the next VCU should be Under Siege. No, Brandon would absolutely kill all of us. Are you kidding me? It wouldn't even be a fight. Excuse me. Oh, it's not Evil Laugh. Then no, I haven't seen that. Maniac is my Maniac. I think is I consider Maniac to be the greatest slasher of all time. I don't care if people tell me it's not a slasher because it's got all the psychological and kind of different elements to it. I think Maniac is the greatest to ever do it. I love Maniac. What's up, Allie? Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, I like the Terrifier popcorn bucket, but like I'm just being honest. As a popcorn bucket, this is the worst design of all time. It should have been a little bit smaller and fully rounded, like a full back to the head, and then the head pops off. That way you can set it down fine. But like, how do you like? Imagine if you're at the theater and you're trying to eat out of it. Like this is ridiculous. Like they knew. I think the reason they sold these pretty much online only is because they knew that these are not really designed for people to eat popcorn out of. That's simple. But otherwise, I mean, it's a pretty good looking design. I'm not hating on it. So, are you kidding me, dude? First of all, recognize where you're at right now. I pulled that off of the spinner. Yeah. I like Hansel and Gretel. People shit on that movie. I like Hansel and Gretel. I think that's a good movie. I do like New Year's Evil. I like New Year's Evil a lot. Um that's not a bad idea. Favorite horror movie of the year with every year you're born. I've seen that done. That's kind of like a trendy thing. I think that seems fun. Yeah. God, that'd be a long video. Be 32 movies. Oh yeah. He throws the turkey outside. Guys, listen. I have gone an hour and 40 minutes. I'm wearing thin. I got to get some stuff done. I had a blast tonight. I might go live tomorrow. I might do it. If I can do it, I'm gonna do it. I might go live tomorrow. We can have more fun tomorrow night. But I gotta get some stuff done. I gotta go clean up some stuff. I had a blast though. Listen, thank you guys for hanging out with these lives. I can tell you guys enjoy them. It seems we're always having lively crowds in these, and it's awesome. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. But we're gonna wrap it up for now, and we're gonna come back. Let's try to come back tomorrow night. Let's try to come back tomorrow night, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, let's do that. Listen, guys, thank you for hanging out. Everybody have a great, what's tomorrow? Wednesday? Have a great Wednesday. Let's all go see the monkey Thursday or Friday if we can do it. And we'll talk about that when everybody's done seeing that. But for now, this is your old pal. See